Hey, shalom, Israel. Shalom. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. I'm preaching officer to Walker Bar. I got young man, trooper Jeremiah in the house, newly raised Jeremiah in the house, and I got always Officer Abad Ya'ala in the house with me. I'm preaching officer to Walker Bar, and we're gonna hit some good topics today. Why do people hate the Bible? Why is it that people have such resentment for the Bible? Also, we're going to talk about right now, we're going to get into the SNAP benefits, food stamps and things like that being cut off due to the government shutdown. And we'll talk about wolves in sheep's clothing, all right? So if you could, let's get, first of all, I'm going to play this video, all right? Play this video right away. Where we at?
Senate voted down a funding bill Monday for the 11th time. Democrats say they're still holding out for an extension to health care subsidies that are set to expire. Republicans are expected to put forward a bill to pay only troops and essential federal employees, but that is also unlikely to pass. The House has not even convened since the shutdown started. State health officials say food assistance could be cut off for millions if the government does not reopen in a few days.
TC Mazinga joins us in studio with a look at
Let
the
me just say,
situation.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Lawmakers have less.
This whole government shutdown, if you could give me the precept where it talks about children are their oppressors. I believe it's Isaiah 1:3. This whole government shutdown is because the oppressor cannot get along with himself, simply because they can't find a common ground. And we're talking about people that run a nation, run the greatest nation on earth, but yet they can't get along. They're like, they're like Crips and Bloods, can't get along. And because they can't get along and they can't see eye to eye, then millions of people are going to suffer. This is not black and it's just black and Hispanic people. The overwhelming majority of people that is getting SNAP benefits are white people. So it just lets you understand how he even feels about his nation and the seriousness of this, because SNAP benefits are just not food stamps. SNAP covers a lot of different services. SNAP covers, SSI and things of that nature, all types of government assistance. It's not, don't just think it's just, matter of fact, we can look it up, but just don't think SNAP benefits is all about food stamps. All right, go ahead, Abad.
Like, if I may, one thing that always confused me about the United States government is how they always claim about, oh, we're the United States and we're so united, we're so one.
Mm-hmm.
But there's two sides of the house.
Right.
The left wing and the right wing. Every other state has a different senator. So it's like, how united are you really?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like you're saying, they just can't get along because they're really not united, as they said it.
That's true, Abad. And the precept, what's the precept? A house divided amongst itself cannot stand.
Right. It
can't stand if it's divided amongst itself, right? In the I.S.U.P.K, we are one. There's no divisions in the I.S.U.P.K. It's no, this part, the West Coast party and the East Coast party and the down South party and the North party. Is none of that. We're one body, you understand? But the oppressor can't seem to see the seriousness of it, and he can't get along to save his own country. Can't just, come and find a common ground and compromise. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Children are what?
Are their oppressors.
Mm-hmm.
And women rule over them.
Children are our oppressors. And this is a prime example of the fact that children rule over the United States government. People that can't get along and can't put aside their petty differences for the better good. Children are our oppressors. A man that would go and destroy the environment for his gain and not think about what he's doing to the earth. Children are our oppressors. Let me get back to the video.
Than a week to reopen the government before state agencies say the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, could impact families ahead of the holidays. Now, the U.S. Department of Agriculture sent a letter to state agencies on Friday. It
Listen,
said there
people
will
ain't
not be enough funds to pay.
This is not the first time I heard this. I heard a few people, express how sad they were that this was happening right around the corner. Matter of fact, I think it was Cardi B that said, it's messed up that this is happening and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. God damn Thanksgiving. Maybe you don't need no damn turkey on Thanksgiving. Maybe the Lord is doing this. How about the Lord is doing it so that can't nobody have a Thanksgiving? It won't be no turkeys being distributed. It won't be no cranberry sauce being distributed. Goddamn Thanksgiving. Who in the hell cares? And it lets you know that some people really don't care. Like she just mentioned, the holidays right around the corner. Some people really don't even give a damn about their substance. Some people give a damn about whether they can keep the same evil life they've been living, that they want to still be able to celebrate holidays. Let me keep going.
A November SNAP program if the government shutdown continues past October 27th. The program provides help for 42 million people across the country. Clarissa Clark with the North Texas Food Bank says they already had a game plan before the government shutdown, but she also says she anticipates every area will see an increase of people if SNAP benefits don't come next month.
Luckily, we were able to purchase our USDA food through December in September, so we will get our food. It's going to just put more pressure on our agency partners who are already seeing big increases because of the high cost of living.
The North Texas Food Bank covers 12 counties and has 500 agencies, partners that help distribute food to those in need. Well, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are receiving backlash from withholding SNAP benefits. Now, other assistance programs.
Listen. The only hope that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have is to lean on the Lord. You can't lean on your oppressor for your sustenance. You got to forget about what they're doing and how they're fighting and rely and remember what the Lord said about what he will provide for you, what he would give you, what he would make sure that you don't go without. The scriptures say, I've never seen the righteous begging or asking for bread. That's what the scripture says. You understand? If you could, you was going to say something? Go ahead. No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Like I said, it's crazy that they doing this right now. Withholding food from the children of Israel. Like our oppressor hasn't already done this to our gathering.
Right.
We're killing all the bison off of it, withholding it from them.
Man, get his brother a hand. That's a good point. That's a good point. And it shows the true nature of the so-called white man.
Right.
And like what kind of person would do something like that? He killed off all the buffalo in order to make the Gadites come and depend on him. While the white man was trying to destroy the Native American Indians, and he was having trouble trying to destroy them. In fact, we went over that in class, right? He had to get Judites, black men, the Buffalo Soldiers, and he had to get other Native American Indians, scouts, to help him fight the tribes that would not relent, the tribes that would not bow down. And he came up with a good idea, or should I say an evil idea, and say, you know what? I'm going to destroy their main food source. So what they did is went out and executed all the buffalo. There's pictures with buffalo skulls. I mean, mountains of buffalo skulls where they just killed off the buffalo. And, the Gadite brothers, they only took what they needed from the land. They only, they weren't greedy like the white man. So what they did was they killed a buffalo, and that buffalo would be sustenance and use up everything on the buffalo. And so what they did was create what they call the agency. And the agency was basically like the reservation where they would store food. And since they killed off all of the food source of the Native Indians, this would be the way how they would control the Native American Indians. They get them on there and say, you don't have to hunt. You know what I mean? We have food rations. You can, take this substance. And so the same thing is this is the same dynamic, whereas we depend on the white man. And like a good brother once said, the welfare scheme wasn't our idea. You know what I mean? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would rather work and rather be to themselves and produce what they produce on their own. The idea of a government taking care of you month to month and providing for you was never our idea or something that we thought up. It was in fact created because, for white women. It was created for white women, for women that were widows, white women that were widows of men in war, and orphans. That's what the welfare whole program was created for. It was not created initially for black people. Okay, I don't want to go too long, but I'm gonna drop this. Let's get what I asked for.
Isaiah, Matthew 6:22.
Let's get that.
Oh, come. The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
But the light also like it. You guys, I've never seen the righteous forsaken.
Oh, let me hear it.
Come. The book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
I have been young and now am old,
Mm-hmm.
yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken.
I have been young and now I'm old. My whole life, I haven't seen the righteous forsaken. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Nor his seed begging. Nor his seed begging bread.
Nor his seed begging bread. Whenever you see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians on the street begging and they're asking for something, it's because a lot of times we put ourselves in those positions, right? We put ourselves with our choices. We put ourselves in those positions, and the fact that we don't know who we are and we don't know what we're supposed to be doing, we may end up in those positions, whether we drug addicted or something like that. But overall, you have never seen black and Hispanic people put in a position as a nation of people where they have to be a nation of beggars.
Right.
We're not a nation of beggars. We're princes of the power, princesses of the power. We're righteous. We're a royal priesthood.
Right.
We don't have to ask anybody for anything. All we have to do is come together and serve the Lord, and we can sustain ourselves through the grace and the mercy of the Most High. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's it. We don't have to lean on the white man. We don't have to lean on the yellow man. We don't have to lean on no man. All we have to lean on is the law, statute, commandments, and the Most High. That's it. And you'll never see us in a situation where we're going to go without. You never see our people, even though we're the financially, we're at the bottom of the totem pole in America. You never see, a black woman on the streets with her kids, homeless. You might see a black woman that's on drugs. You might see a black man that's on drugs, homeless, or maybe somebody with a mental illness on the streets, living on the streets, and they want to be on the streets. But you never see us without. Okay, right. The Lord has always got our back. Understand that. In the words of SHALAM, understand that. You understand? Excuse me. Give me Matthew. If you could, Jeremiah, could you give me a bottle of water? Baba Kashaw?
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
The light of the body is the eye.
Uh-huh.
If therefore thine eye be single,
uh-huh,
the whole body shall be full of light.
The light of the body, excuse me, the light of the body is the eye. Meaning that your eye, what goes into your eye, you found one? I'm sorry, read that from the top. My bad.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
The light of the body is the eye.
Uh-huh.
If therefore thine eye be single,
if your eye be single, go ahead.
Thy whole body shall be full of light.
Your whole body shall be full of light. Meaning, when it says if your eye be single, it's meaning if your eye be good. If you're a righteous person. Let's get it. Let's get single and the word single. So I can break it down. Let's get the word single in the Merriam dictionary, all right? I'll just pull it up. Let me pull it up. I'll pull it up for you.
Oh, the Merriam?
Yeah. What kind of dictionary we got in here? What kind of dictionary is that? Oh, you got the Zondervan. No, I don't want the Zondervan. Okay. Yeah. Con. And just read it until you might have to go down a little lower.
The Merriam's definition of single.
Uh-huh.
Not married. or relating to celibacy, unaccompanied by others,
Mm-hmm.
consisting of having only one part, feature, or portion, opposed to or in contrast with many,
Uh-huh.
consisting one of only a number,
Mm-hmm.
having on one whorl of petals or ray flowers.
Uh-huh.
Keep reading.
Yes.
Consisting of a separate, unique whole, of relating to or involving only one person,
Uh-huh.
exclusively attentive, having no equal or like, designed for the use of one person only.
It's a lot of definitions of single. Keep going. It's not. I'm just trying to listen to what I'm looking for.
It says a separate individual, person, or thing, an unmarried person, a recording having one short tune or on each side.
Let me help you.
So I guess there's nothing in here.
All right. You might be overlooking it. No sweat. You good. Let me see. Did you see where it said frank and honest?
Oh, Salakia. Frank.
I said you might be overlooking it. So read it from the top again. Mm-hmm.
It says the Webster definition of single.
Uh-huh.
All from the top.
No, I want you to start the precept over again, and then so I can break it down.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
The light of the body is the eye.
Uh-huh.
If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
If your eye be single, meaning if your eye be honest, if you have an honest eye, if you're an honest person, your body, what it say? Your body shall be full of light. Salakia. Keep going.
Verse 23. But if thine eye be evil,
Uh-huh.
the whole body shall be full of darkness.
Because if you're reading this and you're not knowing what the word means, you understand what evil is.
Right.
So if the eye be honest first, then it's talking about if the eye be evil. Go ahead with that part of the precept.
But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness.
And your whole body shall be full of darkness. Keep going.
If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Verse
Keep
24,
going.
no man can serve two masters.
No man. We know this precept. No man can serve two masters. Go ahead.
For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Right. So either if you're going to love something, you're going to hate the other thing. So you can't say that you love America, because if you love America, you're going to hate Mexicans. If you love America, you're going to hate what they call our brothers, the tribe of Y.S.U.P.K. You're going to hate what they call illegal aliens,
right.
Mexicans. If you love the white race, eventually you're going to start to have disdain for every other race that's not white.
Right.
You can't love your people and love another people at the same time.
Right.
Go ahead, Ak.
You cannot serve God and mammon. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat or what you shall drink.
This is going into what we're talking about. Many people have came online talking about the fact that they woke up in this morning and they didn't have their SNAP benefits. Their EBT card didn't have any benefits on it. And now they have to wait till next month. And people all over the nation, this is happening to. And also, of course, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
Or what ye shall drink, or for your body, what ye shall put on. It is not the life more than meat. It's not the life more than meat.
It's saying don't worry about that thing. Don't worry about what you're going to eat and what you're going to drink. Your life is more than what you eat and what you drink. Go ahead.
In the body than raiment.
And what you wear. Go ahead.
Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. So
it's talking about the birds. The birds don't plant seeds. The birds don't go plant seeds and harvest those seeds and then reap them and put all the stuff in the barn. They don't work for the food that they get. The Lord takes care of you. Imagine all the millions of species. I mean, the millions of birds, billions of birds, and then hundreds of species of birds. They don't work for what they eat. Go ahead.
Are ye not much better than they?
Aren't you as a person much better than them? than the birds? Aren't you more important than a bird as a human being that the Lord created? Go ahead.
Oh, God, verse 27. Of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature.
So blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are worried right now. And it's understandable about our people's worries because this is all they've known is the oppressor. You understand? In this situation with the government shutdown and benefits possibly not coming next month, or for some people, they don't even have it now, it's a cause to worry. Go ahead.
Verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. So
the Bible is talking about, the flowers of the field. Think about the flowers of the field. They don't toil now. They not, toil is like, let's just say work. And then spinning is like weaving, like what people do, things that people do. They're not working. Go ahead.
Oh God, verse 29. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these.
Even Solomon in all his glory, and Solomon was a bad brother. Solomon wore glorious garments. You know what I'm saying? They say like when you would come, a dude to come to Solomon's kingdom to the gate, he'll walk up and think that the guard is Solomon because the guard was so fly. He was so clean. He's like, no, I'm not Solomon. But that's how. So you imagine King Solomon. He wore gold grills, jewels. He was a fly nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it says not even Solomon was arrayed like these flowers. These flowers don't work. They don't do anything. But look how I done clothed these flowers. So Salaki is going to get to that. Go ahead.
Oh God. That even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if God so clothed the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall ye not much more clothe us? Shall he not much more clothe you?
So, go ahead, read it again.
O ye of little faith.
Ye of little faith. So you worried about your clothes and your raiment. Now if he is clothing these flowers, the grass of the field, that today it grows and tomorrow it is gone, how much more would he clothe you?
Right.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 31. Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink?
This goes back to what we're talking about the fact that there's a possibility that people won't be able to get their food stamps. People won't be able to, access their money on their EBT card because of the government shutdown. Go ahead.
Okay. Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek.
The heathen seek after these things, and they worry about these things. But if you put your fear in the Lord, you don't have to worry about these things that we're talking about. There's a lot of worry in the United States of America right now because of this, because people are thinking about how they're going to clothe themselves, how they're going to put food on the table. Is there any more?
No.
What verse are we on? Okay. Keep going.
Oh God. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of God.
Seek what?
The kingdom of God.
Seek first the kingdom of God.
Right.
This is a good time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that are in derision and you don't know what is going to come, and you have a dreadful feeling of worry, is to seek the kingdom of God first. Seek out answers from the Most High. Right. This is a good time. And this is the perfect time where the Lord could use somebody, where the Lord can gather a sister or a brother, because the Lord requires a contrite spirit. The Lord requires for you to be at rock bottom in order for you to hear this truth. The Lord can't deal with a proud person. The Lord can't deal with somebody that think there is nothing wrong with them and they think their substance is coming from the United States government. But the Lord can deal with that person when the United States government shuts down and benefits don't come. And now that person is, feel like they have no answers and they are worried to death about how they're going to put food on the table because they are no longer getting benefits from the United States government. Right. The Lord could use a person like that. Right. This is the time to cry out to the Most High. Go ahead.
Oh God. And his righteousness all these things shall be added unto you.
And all these things to be added to you. All the things that you're worrying about, all of the things that, you know, boggle your mind and you can't sleep at night, and you're dreaming about it and you're thinking about it when you sleep, you can't even get any rest. All of these things will be added unto you. These things are not important to the Most High. Clothing and food are not important to the Most High. Why? Because we just read that he clothed the grass of the field, that he feed the fowls of the air, and none of them work. None of them sow seed and do a harvest, and none of that. But how much more are you more important to the Lord than they are? Right? Keep reading. Did it add anything about the cubit? Go ahead.
Okay. Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof.
Yeah, you can't be worried about tomorrow. It's enough things that's going to go on today. There's enough things in your life that are going to go on today that you should be focused and worried about. Right. You can't worry yourself about tomorrow. Give me the part where it talks about you can't. I don't know if you read it. You can't. Yeah.
Okay. Verse 27. Which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature?
What, like, with your worrying, how can you? And the Lord is being funny, right? Like here, with your worrying, how can you add 1 cubit to your stature? A cubit is about 12, between like 12. The cubit in ancient times was a measure of length. So a cubit would be like from your elbow, from a regular sized man's elbow to his hand. So we're going to say about 18 inches, between 12, 18 inches. What can you do worry? You can't add any height. You can't add any inches to your height by worrying. What's the point of worrying? The Bible is saying there's no point in worrying. I don't know why you're going to worry. Okay. That's it on that, right? So when it comes, I think I said it, when it comes to the things that have happened that are going on in the United States government, in America today, with the government shutdown and SNAP benefits possibly being cut off after October. On top of that, you have a lot of Black and Hispanic people that woke up, days ago, and no benefits was on their EBT card. Right. When it comes to that, we have to band together as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. These are the times where we help one another. These are the times where we come closer to the Most High. And these are the times when we turn and face the east and cry out to the Lord. These are also the times where brothers and sisters who don't know the Lord may just find a way to come in and know the Lord through their worrying and through their defeated and broken heart and their misunderstanding of what's going on and why things are so bad right now. All right. So with that, we're going to move on. Let's get this story. I'm going to get this story with this pastor, man. Play this video with this money grubbing pastor. I covered this on Black Authentic Truth. Commander YAHANNA and them talked about this on the radio show on Monday also. All right, let me see.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
That was so Salakia. That was so damn evil. That was so damn evil. And this sister comes up there with $1,235 $235. And he says, that's not what I asked for. Y'all are not listening. He talked to the congregation like they were children. You understand? He talked to that sister like, and I want y'all to pay attention to at the end, how the sister walked away. Okay? Let me blow it up. Pay attention to at the end, how she walked away.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfecting Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Listen, look right here. Look at it. Look. But look, guess what he didn't do? Guess what this money grubbing bastard didn't do? He didn't hand her money back. He didn't hand her money back. He didn't say, you don't got what I asked for. He took that $1,200. Go ahead, I-Bot.
We done.
Huh?
I said, when you finish.
No, I'm saying he took that $1,200 and he should have gave her money back. Right. She said she gonna work to get the other 800, and he should have gave her damn money back. You know what I mean? A sister said it's shameful. Yes, it's shameful. It's shameful. It's disgusting. He sounded like some evil bastard from medieval times. He said, y'all not getting it. 1,000 plus 1,000. I want y'all to think about how hard it is right now in these times, man. I want you to think about how hard it is to come up on $1,000 to come up on $200, $500. The very fact that this sister, the very fact that she has 200, she got $1,200, so $1,000 and $235. That 35 is it lets you know that she gave all she could. Right. That $35, because that $35, if a person had it, they probably would have gave the 50. It would have been $250. Right. If they had it, they would have gave $1,500. That $35 that you know, she gave what she could have without going into the bills that she had to pay. She gave what she had without actually going. Think about it, $35. If you're gonna give me some money, like if I say, I bought, can you shoot me $100 and you give me $93? Right. I know that's all you had to give. I know off top, like, damn, because if he had the extra $7, he would have did it. Right. And that's the same idea with this. If she had that money, she would have did it. You know what I mean? She would have brought it. You know, go ahead, I-Bot.
Like, watch his smile fade from when she's like saying her name and how much she's giving to when he figure out like, oh, she's not giving $2,000 like that. The way his smile faded,
yeah,
instantly is like crazy, like just greedy.
To come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have
we're gonna go back.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfecting Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
And listen to that damn Salakia. And listen to you hear the choir laugh as though it was funny. The choir laughed as though it was something, it was, a giggle moment, when that was a humiliating moment right there.
Right.
That's humiliating. If you ever been a person that's ever been in a position where you're asking somebody to give you more time, or you asking someone to give you a little bit of mercy, you understand that's a humiliating position to be in. If you have to go to your landlord and say, I need more time, that's a humiliating position to be in. This is also it sounds like he's a damn pimp. And that's what pastors are. They are pimps in 3-piece suits. That's what pastors are. They are pimps in 3-piece suits. You understand? And somebody said with her grandson, you know what I'm saying? The grandson is right there, and he looks so happy, and he looking up. Like, look, I want y'all to look at the grandson. Look at the grandson. And they got the cold angle. They got a cold cameraman up in there, because he's swinging the camera with the smooth gimbal movement. Watch.
Sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to
Look at the grandson.
all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800. That ain't what I asked you to do. Well, your rent is $2,000. I need the whole $2,000. Well, I'm gonna work on the 800. Well, that's not what I asked you to do. I need the $2,000. A landlord that's not fixing the goddamn thing, or a pimp. Well, baby, I got this $1,200. You not listening, bitch. Salaki, you not listening, ho. I didn't ask for that. I need my $2,000, ho. Well, I'm gonna work on it. That's not what I asked for. This is what you're actually seeing. And this is supposed to be a man of God. This is a money grubbing pastor. And the Christian church is full of witchcraft, because they have a hold on our people that you can't even explain. I can't understand somebody sitting there in that church and seeing that and not being horrified about how that elderly woman was treated by that pastor, that grandmother. Clearly, she's a grandmother. And they all lined up, right? I was going to get to that, sis. They all lined up to give their $2,000. This sister was proud to come up there. That's a proud moment, being able to say, I give this money, I'm pledging this money. And she spoke so good, and she sounded so professional that she sounded like someone you would have thought, if you're not looking at it, you probably would have thought like she was a part of the church, as far as someone that is well rehearsed in giving announcements the way she's talking. You know what I mean? And so they're funding his lifestyle. We don't know the bills of the church, but we know that they are funding his lifestyle. And the Lord only asked for 10%. The Lord didn't ask for $2,000 here to pledge $2,000 and gravel and scrape up every dime you can and be in debt and still barely pay your bills. Coming to a fucking church that won't even do your damn funeral for free.
Right.
Go ahead, Ibad.
So that same lady is gonna go and ask, I need help with my rent this month. They gonna say, we're gonna pray for you, sister.
Right.
We're gonna pray for
you. Exactly. We're gonna pray for you. Exactly. That's exactly what happens. The Christian church is the house of Satan, man. Right. And Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this is a prime example of why you should get out of the Christian church. You should get into the I.S.U.P.K, where what you bring into the I.S.U.P.K is on you. We're not asking anybody to pledge $2,000. That's on you. Whatever the offerings is free will, whatever you want to do for the school. All you required to do is pay that 10%. Bring that money into the school. And guess what? We're going to make use of that money. We're going to do the right thing with that money. We won't be having private jets with that money. We won't be driving in Bentleys with that money. We're going to help Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians with that money. We're going to go into the prisons with that money. We're going to do food drives with that money. We're going to pay people's rent with that money. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, that Christian church is a place that have destroyed our people for so long, man. Right. And you won't even be able to go to that place and ask for help and ask for food if you don't have any money, if you don't get any SNAP benefits. You understand? At least you can come to the I.S.U.P.K. and brothers will pull together and take care of what they can take care of with your situation. But in the Christian church, they're going to tell you, we're going to pray about it. We're going to pray. They're going to ask you, have you been tithing? Are you a member of our church? Well, let's go have a church meeting and see what we can do for you. We need you to sign this NDA and to sign this contract before we can help you. And we need you to make sure that we get our money back from you. That's what's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? Abad, if you could give me Matthew 7 and 15.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
Salakia. Yeah. They said, sister said basically she was expecting a blessing for that contribution. Hell yeah. You feel so proud of yourself that you're able to do something like that. And you think about the praise you're going to get from the pastor. Think about being in that moment and like the praise you're about to receive and hear what the pastor says. And then the pastor says, you're not listening to what I said. The pastor embarrasses you and humiliates you to the point where she just scuffle her grandson away. Like, let me get up out of this line. Let me get from in front of this man. And the sad part is that this sister will be right back at this church next Sunday. That's the sad part. With the other 800. Thank you, Abad. I got your money, pastor. And these are old. A lot of those people in there look older. So I don't think that they, those older people usually are not on social media like that. But I'm sure there are people in her circle, younger people, grandchildren, nieces and nephews that have seen this viral video. So all around, it's an embarrassing moment, right? I'm sorry, read it from the top again.
Oh, God. The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing.
Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep clothing. Like they come disguised as men of God. They come disguised as righteous men. They come in 3-piece suits. They come in purple robes. They come in shiny suits. They come in with fancy cars, and they come with, nice things in a big house, and the first lady with her nice clothes and jewelry. And a lot of you dumb-minded people think that a lot of y'all think that wealth and affluence is what godliness is. Unfortunately, you live in a kingdom that is built on the backs of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and it is built on capitalism. And because of that, and materialism, and because of that, you're coming out of a place where you want to get to where you see the Joneses at, and you're reaching for the stars, and you want to get out of the hood, and you want to get rich, and you want to get money. And the first time a person gets money, they think that it's because of God. So a lot of y'all look at these affluent pastors and with these mega churches and these pastors, and you look at them as though because they are successful, that they are holy men of God, when really they're just ravenous wolves in sheep's clothing. Really, they're just pulpit pimps. That's really what they are. Really, they just shucking and jiving and pimping your ass, shaking down your goddamn pockets. Keep going on.
Verse 16, you shall know them by their fruits.
You shall know them by their fruits. You should know the Christian church by now by the fruits it have produced. The Christian church has produced the biggest murderers, the biggest molesters, the biggest sexual assaulters, the biggest thieves. That's the fruit of the Christian church. The biggest hoes, the biggest whoremongers. The Christian church has produced. That is the fruit. You know what the fruit of the Christian church is? The Black and Hispanic community. That is the fruit. Look at the most horrible things that you see in our community. You want to talk about gang banging? You want to talk about gun violence? You want to talk about prostitution? You want to talk about strippers? Whatever you want to talk about, they all grew up in the Christian church. Right. They are the fruit of the Christian church. You was going to say something, my bud?
Like, if I may, I don't see no difference between the pimps and the pastors. I mean, they dress the same, they talk the same. Like, there's no difference.
In fact, one of the slogans of the pimp was church, like preach. Like when they dropping that rap down, when they speaking that game, and they rhyming and they dropping lines, preach. You know what I'm saying? There is no difference between a pastor, because the same thing that you have women that's up under that pastor, the same way you have women that's under that pimp. And because women are gullible and silly and full of diverse lusts, don't think I'm talking about women. That's the actual scripture. You have men like him that could talk to an older sister like that, like she is a goddamn child, and say, that's not what I asked you. Get my 800. Matter of fact, she said, I'm going to get it. And he said, that's not what I asked. He didn't even accept the fact that she said that I'm still going to get it. He told her, that's not what I asked. You should have did it right the first time. You should have did it right the first time. That's what he gave. That's the energy he gave off on her. He didn't say, and when she said, I'm going to get the rest, he didn't say, well, bless you, sister. Well, thank you for your gift. That nigga said, that's not what I asked. Get it together. You know what I mean? With no remorse. Like a pimp. Like, bitch, that's not what I asked. Bitch, I'll slap you. Like, if it had not been in front of the congregation, imagine the type of conversation it would have been. It would have been worse than that. You know what I mean? These are not men of God. Anything you was gonna add? Anything? All right, you could drop that. Let's get Proverbs 22 and 16.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want.
He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, he shall come to want. That's what these pastors are doing, man. That's what your oppressor is doing, oppressing the poor. And so is your pastor oppressing this woman. That was unfair. That's what oppression is. That was unfair treatment to that older lady. And like I said before, she had to scrape up for that money in order to even listen. If she didn't want to, she could have just gave him 1,200. That 35 let you know, man, like she wanted to do her best. And in her mind, her giving that extra $35 is serving the Lord. In her mind, she like, I want to please the Lord. So I'm going to do my best to support my pastor. I'm going to do my best to support my pastor. I want to please the Lord. She could have kept that $35. It could have just been a $1,200. You know how evil it is to ask somebody for that amount of money in these times where things are so hard? At any time, $1,200 is a lot. Just like that other pastor that was like 2 years ago, a year ago. I think his name was like Keon Martin. That he married to Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife, but he has a church and he asked people for $2,000 in 21 days. I think he asked 2,000 people for 2,000 people for $2,000 running for 21 days. And I think somebody calculated to be like around 4 million or something like that. Right. I could be wrong. Right. But you put people, how you can even fix your mouth to ask somebody with that, for that amount of money. Right. Because how hard it is right now, knowing how hard it is for everybody right now. How could you even fix your mouth? You have to be a money grubbing, disgusting pig. Go ahead, Art.
Like, it's just the same thing with the close the doors, like force people to give money, like the brother.
Oh yeah, Marvin Sapp.
Close the doors.
He's asked for them the ushers to close the door. He wanted everybody to come up and pledge. I don't know how much money it was, but close the doors until we get some money in this tithing bucket. We sending the bucket around again and again. I done been in the church where they just sent the money. They done sent the thing twice, and then on the third time, I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I was in between the world and coming into the truth. I said, I'm getting the hell out of here. You got me messed up. Like, how much you think these poor people got to give? Right. You know what I'm saying? What else? Where we at?
Proverbs.
Oh, okay, drop that. Give me Proverbs 22 and 22.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 22. Rob not the poor. Because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate.
Rob not the poor because he is poor. These pastors know exactly the communities they are quote unquote servicing. They are servicing poor people. They are servicing working class people. They're not servicing the middle class rich. They're servicing blacks and Hispanics. These are people who are 1 or 2 checks away from being homeless. These are people who are living check to check, day by day. And these are people who want to have a connection to God and want to serve the Lord earnestly. They just don't know the Lord.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the Lord is not in those walls of the Christian church. The Lord is not between those pews of the Christian church. The Lord is not, standing in front of your pastor in that Christian church, pledging thousands of dollars to him. The Lord is in the streets. The Lord is, in the highways and byways.
Right.
The Lord is in the I.S.U.P.K. You want to find the Lord and you want to actually know what the Lord wants of you. You want to know what the Lord requires of you. Then start getting into class and shed yourself of the brainwashing of your grandma and your grandpa. Shed yourself of the brainwashing of your greedy, money-grubbing pastor.
Right.
And relearn. You got to become like a child in order to learn this truth. You have to be born again, or you cannot receive this truth.
That's right.
Christ told Nicodemus, you have to be born again. And Nicodemus didn't understand that. Nicodemus said, well, can a man go back into his mother's womb and be born again? No, you have to be born again, meaning you have to become like a baby in order to get this truth. You have to become like an infant again, and you got to reprogram your mind and forget everything you ever knew about God and say, I'm going to be like an infant that needs milk, and I'm going to start from the bottom, and get my get understanding. I promise you come into this truth, you'll realize that what we are saying makes way more sense than what you ever heard in the Christian church. Am I right about it? When it comes to the truth, when it comes to what my whole life or what I ever heard about God, about the Bible, a lot of things didn't sit right with me. I didn't, it didn't make sense. And then one day I heard the truth and I'm like, this actually makes more sense than what I've been learning my whole life in church. It actually comes together. Right. It actually answers all the questions and even some that I didn't have. Go ahead, about it.
Like even in the service, a lot of people be saying like the pastor only go over like 2 scriptures, and then he goes go over to read the scripture and the choir break, and then the tithing bucket. Same thing. They only go over like 2 scriptures for like 3 hours.
Right.
But I've sat in classes, the men above, Kevin Dallhart class, got like 15, 20 precepts. In one class, like the amount of knowledge you get by just sitting in the class.
Yeah.
It's off the charts compared to the Christian church.
Off the charts.
It makes no sense. Coming from the Christian church.
And I can echo what Abad is saying. The amount of knowledge that you get, in the I.S.U.P.K. just sitting in one class I mean, the amount of knowledge, let's just put it this way, the amount of knowledge you get sitting in one class is enough for 10 years in a Christian church. So you probably wouldn't learn that in 10 years. You wouldn't learn that in 10 years. In 10 years, you've been sitting in a Christian church, niggas is in a Christian church, and they don't even know Jesus Christ is a black man. They probably thought it, but they haven't even considered it, that it even matters. That it even, like, you know, in Christian church, people think a lot of things don't matter. And the only thing that matters is that God loves you. So a lot of the things that we learn in the truth, you probably like, damn, that I never knew that. I mean, this is just mind blowing. You know what I mean? We just had a brother here that Captain Gadalhar had interviewed, and he was just saying he wanted to learn more about the truth. And as me and Captain Gadalhar is dropping the truth on him, he just like, you could just see it in his eyes. He just like, whoa, man, dang, like I never heard that. And he was just like, he, you know, grew up Christian, and he's just like, this stuff just makes so much more sense. It takes the truth takes the witchcraft, and it takes that fantasy world off of the Bible. Right. Christianity gives you this fairy tale like idea of what the Bible is like and what God is like, and the truth just clearly wipes all that away and makes it clear, succinct, and practical. Makes it just make basic sense, as if you was in the room with our forefathers when the shit happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's another good point. Well, the sister brought, I said, you got to become like you're born again. And, you know, you need that milk, and a baby doesn't feed themselves the milk. A baby gets milk, has to be fed the milk. And you get that milk from the precepts and for the officers in the I.S.U.P.K, right, and the captains and the generals. All right. So enough of, you know, the Christian pastor, right? I'm going to get to this topic. Why do people hate the Bible? Let's get Psalms. What I want. Let's go start with Hosea 4:6. Why do people hate the Bible? You know, people all, you know, have so much anger towards the Bible, or they just don't understand the Bible. But many times when you see that we teach this truth in the streets, people resent it. And people in the world resent the Bible, but they live by a spiritual code, but it's not according to knowledge. Everybody is spiritual, and everybody has this thing in their head of what God is. But when it comes from the Bible, it's like, oh man, you know, y'all niggas don't know what you're talking about. So go ahead, Jeremiah. Ibad, if you could you turn the air off? It's a little chilly in here.
I was telling my friend, I'm like, Christ is black. He was like, nah, you tripping, bro. I think
Wait, get the yeah, so they can hear you.
I was telling my friend Christ is black. He was like, nah, you tripping. He's a specimen. I don't believe in that color.
What? He said he's a what? A specimen. I don't believe in that color. Go ahead. What did I ask for something? Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Mm-hmm.
That's right, because you don't have any knowledge. Your knowledge is in what you know as far as America and this world, but you don't have any knowledge of biblical precepts, of biblical history, of world history. And in here, we do all of those things, especially in my class. I mean, I don't think we're going to go. I did plan to go over the Philistines tonight, but I'm not going to get to it. Okay, I was going to talk about the Philistines and how the Philistines rose up and took over many. I think they wiped out the Hittites. They wiped out a couple of other nations, and they tried to wipe out the Egyptians, but the Ramses III defeated them, and then they settled in what you call today, what they call Philistia, which today is called Palestine. They settled in the coastland of Israel. Go ahead.
Like speaking about the Hittites, so in the story of David
and
Bathsheba, you're right, the Hittite. He was a heathen. He wasn't.
No. So whenever it says that, you know how it says Uriah the Hittite. It also says what the Moabitish woman who was a Tishbite. Was it wait no. was it Ezekiel? Somebody was a Tishbite. Who wore? But anyway, when it's talking about Israelites, these are just Israelites that live in different nations.
Right.
You got to look at it like that. It's never somebody that's a non-Israelite. They're just called that because that's where they're from. Just like in a smaller sense in America, I'm a Californian. I'm still the Wagga Bar, the Californian. You know, or I don't know how would you say it, Californite. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the region. It's just saying that's where I'm from. And you know, like just without the Bible, you know, like we have different dialect, we talk different, we have different ways that a little bit of different culture.
Right.
Somebody in California, for somebody in New York, for somebody in Louisiana, for somebody in Seattle, somebody in brothers in Florida, brothers up there in Boston, Chicago. Black people, we the same, right. But in different regions, we talk a little different, we walk a little different, we got different slang, different vernacular, right. Like that. Yeah. So anyway, let's get to that.
Okay.
Let's get to that.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
We finished that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
So our people specifically reject the Lord because we done forgot the law of our God. We done forgot, and the Lord rejected us. Now give me Psalms 51:5. The Lord rejected us, and it's simply because people don't like the truth. They don't like the Bible because of a lack of knowledge. They are ignorant. They just don't understand. They don't understand it, and we were born into Slakia. You're gonna get it, but damn, it seemed like as soon as you turned it off, it started getting warm. Or am I tripping? I think we might need to turn it back on, Slakia. But go ahead.
The book of Psalms, verse 5. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me.
We were shapen in iniquity. We were born into sin. When we come into this world, we come into a world that is full of lies.
Right.
Full of lies. You are born into a damn lie. You are born as a Mexican. You come in as a Mexican. You will come into this world as an African American. You come into this world as a Puerto Rican. You are born into a world full of lies. You are born into a world where your oppressor is ruling, and you are supposed to be ruling as a people.
Right.
You are born into a world where your grandmother walking you up in front of a goddamn pastor, giving everything she got, and the pastor talks to her like a child. You're born into Christianity. You're born into Islam. You're born into lies and philosophies and traditions of man. You're born into Thanksgiving. You're born into Christmas. You're born into Halloween and Santa Claus and Easter eggs and Easter bunnies. You come into a world that is full of lies and is upside down.
Right.
Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 6. Behold, thou desirest the truth.
You could drop that. No, Salaki, that's good enough. Let's get Ephesians 4:8. You are born into a world of lies, and you live a lie until you come into the truth. Go ahead.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive, and gave gifts unto men. Now that he is
where we at? 18, not 8. I'm sorry.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 18.
Having
the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart. Because
ignorant of God, and because of the blindness of your heart, being that you were born into iniquity, you were born in a place where you are cut off. You were cut off from your identity.
Right.
So because of that, you have an ignorance and you're blind to God. Most people, the majority of people in this world are blind to the understanding and the knowledge of God. Go ahead. That's just verse 18. I just want verse 18. Okay. Most people are ignorant because the way we come into this world. And because of that ignorance, you reject truth and you reject what the Bible says. Okay. Let's get Proverbs 22:3. Proverbs 22:3.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. But the simple pass on and are punished.
Because a good man is going to see the evil. But another reason why people don't like what we say, they don't like the Bible, is because they are simple. We used to say that a lot. Like, there used to be a word in the world when I was coming up, like, this nigga's simple. Like a simple person, a person that, you know, accept anything, do anything. You're simple. You don't have any discretion. You don't have any, you know, you're not wise at what you should do or what moves you should make or what you should not do. And because of that, you are destroyed. But because you're simple, you don't understand what we're saying. You could never understand what we're saying because you have a foolish mind state. You know what I mean? If you could, let's get James. Somebody pull. Okay, let's get Acts 17:30. No, let's get James 1:5. I'm sorry, Acts 17:30, then 1:5.
Acts 17:30. The book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 30.
Yeah.
In the times of this ignorance, God winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent.
Listen, we didn't had a time when we could be ignorant. We didn't had a time where we can turn our back on God. We didn't had a time where we could debate and go against the prophets of God and say that ain't the truth and say that the Bible ain't real and all of that. And the Lord looked at it and he winked at it. He was like, okay, I see. But now there's coming a time where you're going to have to repent. There's coming a time in this earth where you're going to have to turn and face the east. There's coming a time in this earth when you're going to have to cry to the Lord for answers because you have a dictator as a president and you have a government shutdown and you're going to see worse things that come that are coming worse than what we're seeing right now. And because of that, you know, people that don't believe in the Bible, you're going to see that the Bible is real and you ain't going to hate the Bible no more. You're going to love the Bible. You're going to want answers because you know all of the answers have always been right here in the Bible, in the scriptures. And because of the ignorance, many people think that the Bible is Christianity. The Bible and Christianity are not the same. And that's a hard dilemma to work with, especially when you're going back and forth with people. You always got to explain to them, like, Christianity is a religion made by man. It has nothing to do with the Bible.
Right.
Yeah, the Christian pastor may read some scriptures out of the Bible, but what we do in here in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, the school of the prophets, and what they do in church on Sundays is two different things. We actually follow the Bible, whereas they are following Christian theology in men.
Right.
And that's why you see the fruits that you see. And also, that's why a lot of people don't believe the Bible either. It's because of what they seen come out of the Christian church. They seen people come out of the Christian church and go right and smoke some weed. They see people come out of the Christian church on Sunday and go right and sleep with another man's wife. They seen people in the Christian church do things the same or even worse of people that don't go to church. Right. So they say, what's the point? All of y'all niggas is fake. And the Bible is fake. And so that is what we're up against a lot of times with people that just don't have an understanding of what is it, you know, is the Bible the truth? Nah, I don't know if the Bible is the truth because my experience in the Christian church, those people was off. Those people were evil. Man, I remember when I was a kid, I walked up there with my grandma. She had a gang of money, man. She gave the pastor the money. And he scolded her for it. He talked to her crazy. I never forget that, man. We went back home. My grandma was crying, man. The hell with the Christian church. Those are the kind of people that we have to free from the religion of Christianity. You understand? If you could, let's drop that. Let's get Let's get James 1 and 5. That's what I did ask where I forgot.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, and give it to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him.
So if anybody has questions, if you're a brother or sister, and listen, maybe you've sat in a class in the I.S.U.P.K, and maybe you've heard what we say, and maybe it does make more sense to the Christian church, but maybe you just, you still have your reservations, and you're still like, I don't know, but I really want to know. So what you should do is ask of God. God will give you the answers.
Right.
Go and ask God. Go and talk to the Lord. Go and pray to the Lord and talk to him and ask God for the answers, for the truth, for what you really should be following. And I promise God the Most High ain't gonna steer you wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now let's get 1 John 4 and 1. And that's for people that you say, okay, I don't believe the Bible, but a lot of things that you brothers be saying, I rock with it. You know what I mean? Because it makes perfect sense. But, I just don't know because it's the Bible. And I think, they enslaved us with that book. Then you should ask God. If you are really sincere, you should pray to the Lord and ask God for answers and ask the Lord, is this really the truth? Right? Go ahead.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God. Because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
Many false prophets have gone out into the world. And because many false prophets have gone out into the world, you have a lot of unbelief in the world. The unbelief is not because people would not give the Bible a chance. A lot of the unbelief spurs from people who have given the Bible a chance and they were disappointed with Christian pastors and Catholic priests and people that proclaim to be men of God, then do some heinous thing, that do something that shows that, listen, this is not a man of God. You had that fake Israelite that bought a pagan kid. That fake Israelite had a congregation of people that sincerely followed him and looked up to him as a leader. So you can imagine what happened to that congregation of people that looked up to this man as being, such a wise brother and a brother, a knowledgeable brother as far as it goes with the scriptures. And then to see him do this, it was a total letdown. So imagine all those people who no longer will give the truth a chance now. Israelite, the truth that we are God's chosen people, instead of that, they done ran back to the Christian church because they seen what this man did. Same as with the Christian church. Many people hate the idea of anything that makes sense coming from the Bible because of their experiences in the church. So even though we have the truth and we know that this truth is going to set you free as far as the stuff you grew up listening to under a pastor, you are already messed up and destroyed because you listened to some false prophet that destroyed you or your family. And now you are atheist. Now you are Gnostic. Now you're a person that, that you turn your back on the truth of God because of your experience. You know what I mean? And that happens all the time. That's another reason why a lot of brothers and sisters say, you know what? I can't do the Bible. Right. And then, of course, ignorance. The main ignorant thing that comes out of people's mouths, especially from the conscious community, especially from blackity black conscious people, is that they enslaved us with that Bible. Man, why are you going to use that Bible? Man, that's the white man's book. The white man wrote that Bible. Another one is King James wrote that Bible. Man, there's so many versions of that Bible. And when people say that, you can see right through their misunderstanding and their ignorance.
Right.
I just had to explain that to somebody. It said all of the versions of King James wrote, you think any of them are accurate? I'm like, brother, King James did not write no Bible. King James just had the Bible translated from Hebrew and Greek scholars. That's it. He didn't add nothing or nothing like that, but there are many versions of the Bible. But the King James is the closest to the Hebrew. Okay. But where we at? Okay, we just did what? We was at Give me, okay, let's get Romans 27 and 20. Oh, go ahead.
Like another thing they're trying to say, oh, King James was crazy, trying to turn his urine into gold, or
yeah,
he was a homosexual. Stuff like
they say King James was a homosexual. They also say that King James was into witchcraft because he wrote a book on demonology. So there's a lot of things that people use, and you know, they think they know, but they really don't know. Now, King James he wrote a book on demonology, and what this book is about, you know, King James was studying, you know, the occult and how people do witchcraft and stuff like that. Not that he was into it. It was just like a book of study, that his observations and the things he learned. Right. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to him being a homosexual, that was a lie put out by the Roman Catholic Church about King James, because King James was battling the Roman Catholic Church, and King James, he basically made it so that common people could have a Bible, could read the Bible. Now, King James was what you would call a Judite, but he wasn't in the truth. You know what I'm saying? He was if you go and research Jacobites in Europe, there was a lot of Jacobites are from the family of Jacobins or Jacobites, right? Anyway, where we at? What did I ask for? Romans 1 and 28, somewhere like right there. 1 and 28.
The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 28.
And
even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge,
God
gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient.
So when you're dealing with people that hate the Bible, people that don't want to hear the truth, people that don't want to, you're like, damn, why you can't see what this is saying and what this is meaning, and why you can't see that it makes perfect sense. When you're dealing with people like that, you got to understand, in a lot of instances, the Lord has just given a lot of people over to a reprobate mind. He's given them over to a mind of not understanding anything and being on the side of wickedness and darkness. Okay, go ahead.
Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Now, these are the people that, these are the, you know, it ain't a list of things that we see in the world today. We see these things in the world today, and many people are given to that side. Many people are given to those things. And so when you're speaking the truth about the Bible, it burns them to hear the truth. Right. You know what I'm saying? It irks them to hear the truth, because they have a demon on them. You know what I mean? Like, their spirit is contrary to the spirit of truth. Right. And so they're never going to want to understand or side with the truth. This is another prime example of why people hate the Bible, because they want to live their same evil, disgusting life, and they don't want to be bothered by it. Right. They don't want your words of truth, your words of light, upsetting them and messing up their program. Right. They want to continue to be a hater. They want to continue to be, blasphemous. They want to continue to watch pornography. They want to continue to chase hoes. They want to continue to do drugs and sell drugs. They want to continue to be the nasty bastard that they are. They want to continue that. And when you speak the truth, you are really cutting them. And they hate that. They don't want to hear it. They want you to go away. You understand? They want you to go away. If you could give me Genesis 1 and 3, and we'll end it with that. Okay. These people, they can't stand for you to be around. You are a sore on their flesh. I'm trying to think of a metaphor, but you are. So like, yeah, let me make sure we got everything. Yeah. You are, you just go ahead, I buy. You well, okay, not an itch, but you're like you're just something that is just bothersome. They can't get comfortable around you, and they can't be comfortable hearing the things that come out of your mouth, right? And especially even if we're out there, sometimes we're out in the public. Those type of people will just walk by and be like, "Shut the fuck up," and that. Excuse me. They can't take it. They can't take the truth of the Bible. It just cuts into their evil, dark, nasty lifestyle. Right. Go ahead, Abad. Yes, you're a thorn in their side. Huh? Genesis 1 and 3. Yes, let me hear it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 3. And God said, "Let there be light." There was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness.
No, give me the in the beginning the word. Is it 1? Is it 1 and 3? What did I ask for?
Genesis 1 and 3.
Okay, let me see. No, Genesis. No, it's Genesis. Is it John 1 and 3? Yeah, I'm tripping. Sister said, like a thorn in the side, like a fly that keeps buzzing around you. Go ahead.
The book of John, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word,
and
the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. Verse 5, and the light shineth in darkness.
And the light shineth in darkness. Go ahead.
And the darkness comprehended it not.
The darkness could not comprehend the light. When you are looking at people that hate the Bible, that don't want to hear the words of the Bible, that don't want to hear the words of truth, when you speak the words of the scriptures, you are speaking light into darkness.
Right.
And because these people, because they live a certain kind of lifestyle, which is a dark lifestyle, which is an evil lifestyle, which many of those things we just read, that darkness can't comprehend the light of the truth that you're speaking. Right. And that's where the problem lies. The problem lies is because people hate, well, should I say the problem is that people hate the Bible because what's dark inside them cannot comprehend the light of the words that are coming out of the Bible.
That's right.
And when you get around people, this has probably happened to people, and if it hasn't happened to you, it will. It happened to me plenty of times. When you get around people, old friends, old family, loved ones, and you get around them and you've been in the truth for a while, you notice that they kind of like avoid you in a way as where they won't smoke around you. They won't do certain things around you. They won't talk certain things around you.
Right.
Because they feel as though, for whatever reason they feel, but really it's just the light that it is shining from you. And the light is slicing through that darkness. Right. Because we stand on business in the school. We're not afraid of any situation. We're not stupid, but what the truth gives you is a level of confidence that you don't even know that you have, but other people can see it in you. And when people live in that world of darkness, your light shines bright when you come around them. Right. And that darkness can't comprehend it.
That's right.
With that, that's the class. All right. Shout out to Trooper Shakat. Shout out to Real, Young Man Aviant, Sister Kapa, Sister Asa, Young Man Leonard. Shout out to you, brother. Sister Barata Nawa. Leonard Jr., shout out to you. Princess Nakaf, Trooper Patak, Kwadasha Allah, my main man. Matham Yad Ban Yashikar, shout out to you, brother. All right, Israel. We'll see you. So next week, Officer 5000 Matabar, my main man was up in here. So next week, the water, Shakat, the water. So next week, next week, okay, so I'm going to Texas for I'm not going to be there that whole weekend, but I'm going for 2 days. I'll be there for the cookout, really. But that next week, definitely going to go over Halloween, because Halloween is on the 31st. So next class, Lord willing, I'll be going over Halloween and some other things. Of course, at Halloween, we'll go into some history. Okay. We'll go into some history of Halloween. And what else? And then we probably could touch on the Philistines. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, that'll be the topic next week, because Halloween is what day did Halloween fall on? So what day is it though? Next Friday? I don't think it's next. Oh, it's next Friday? Okay, yeah. So Wednesday. So we got to get Halloween in. So that class got it. So I'll get that in before it hits. Right. All right, Israel. Shalom to y'all. The water to y'all. Peace to y'all. We love you all. This is the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander Jenny YAHANNA. I'm Priest and Officer Tawaka Bora. I got a young man, Jeremiah. I got an Officer Abad Yala. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Shalom, Lord in Christ.